For this project, I did the rhetorical term enumeration. Enumeration is when an author lists each individual item in a group instead of abbreviating or summarizing the group. And some made-up examples are, we have To Kill a Mockingbird, The Great Gatsby, The Grapes of Wrath, The Glass Castle, Things Fall Apart, and The Hunger Games for sale. And that's enumeration because the author lists out each one of the book titles for sale instead of just summarizing them or only using a couple of them. And another one would be the teams in the Central Division are the Indiana Pacers, Chicago Bulls, Detroit Pistons, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Milwaukee Bucks, again because all of the items in the list were listed out instead of just summarized. These are more examples of enumeration from quotes in history. The first one, cast down your bucket among these people who have, without strikes and labor wars, tilled your fields, cleared your forests, builded your railroads and cities, and brought forth treasures from the bowels of the earth, and helped make possible this magnificent representation of the progress of the South, by Booker T. Washington. And this is an example of enumeration because in the quote, he's telling the audience about what the people did and lists out all the things they did, like tilled your fields, cleared your forests, built your railroads and cities, brought forth treasures, and helped make possible the representation of progress. And the second quote, how else is the world to take America seriously when democracy at home is daily being outraged, free speech suppressed, peaceable assemblies broken up by overbearing and brutal gangsters in uniform, when free press is curtailed and every independent opinion gagged. And this is an example of enumeration because the speaker is listing all of the things that are going on, like democracy being outraged, free speech suppressed, peaceable assemblies broken up by brutal gangsters, and the free press being curtailed. And finally, some examples from The Glass Castle that we read in class earlier this year. But I also hoped that she had chosen California because she thought that was her true home, the place where she really belonged, where it was always warm and you could dance in the rain, pick grapes right off the vines, and sleep outside at night under the stars. And this is an example of enumeration because Jeanette lists all of the things that Maureen, the person the quote's about, could do in California. Like, it was always warm, you could dance in the rain, pick grapes right off the vines, and sleep outside under the stars. And the last one, unlike diamonds, watches were very practical. They were for people on the run, people with appointments to keep, and people with schedules to meet. And Walls describes all the people that watches were for by listing out each quality instead of summarizing the group of qualities.